What is going on, Laker fans? Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Doing a little post game show after the post game show. Definitely, a little bit later here, but finished post game show number one. Worked my way back home, so I'm recording post game show number two here real quick. So, want to break down a couple things, just give everybody kind of an idea what I'll do on tonight's show. Lakers win 120 to 102. How they got the W, kind of the position that they're in before the All-Star break. The starting lineup, all right, very interesting tonight. Some of the players finally getting a chance to mix and to gel together. Okay, very interesting tonight. What that could mean for the Lakers moving forward as well. I think that's kind of fascinating, kind of a new wrinkle for the Lakers that we have not got a chance to see yet because they're playing so many of these new players. So, and LeBron James came back. So, all that we'll spend a little bit of time on. So, let's start off with this. Lakers won, and I thought they looked good in the process. I really do. I thought they looked, it looked like a normal basketball game. It didn't look like it was, the engine was churning on and off. Was it perfect? No. The second quarter, they were bad, but they were pretty much good for three of the four quarters in this game tonight. And it looked like a team where everyone played their natural position, that you weren't trying to be too cute, that you weren't really trying to force anything, that there was never a time in the game that I thought, or at least for the most part, I didn't think that, well, this isn't going to work. It's the first time that D'Angelo and Beasley and Vanderbilt all got to play with Braun. Mo Bamba made his debut for the Lakers tonight as well, so that's obviously was interesting to see. And the Lakers kind of look like a team that has really, really good depth. There's no injuries right now. There's nobody out that at least is a key player. They look like an NBA basketball team that actually has the pieces that they need to win some games on a consistent basis. So first off, how about the balance of AD led the way with 28 and 10, also had 5 assists and a couple block shots, but D'Angelo had 21 and 7. Bron had 21 6 and 6. Do you know LeBron James played 29 minutes tonight? If I'm right, I think this is the lowest amount of minutes that he's played all year. And the Lakers have never had that luxury, ever had that luxury in any of these games that LeBron is in, but they got that luxury tonight. So, right out the gate, I thought there was good balance tonight. I thought, it was a team that didn't look like they were they were searching for offense. They were searching for playmakers. They were searching for role plays. I never felt that tonight. Now, the timing of all this is interesting because you almost wish they had another game tomorrow and another 5 more games before the All-Star break just so you could get a little bit more of a taste. But the timing is the timing, so it is what it is. That they're going to go on an All-Star break now, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. But I didn't feel like the gears were grinding tonight. It felt pretty smooth. So let me start off with this. Before the game even started, got word obviously Braun was going to play. And then you had a good idea of what the starting lineup was going to be. So for the first time, it was going to be LeBron playing with 3 of the new guys that they just got in the trade deadline. So D'Angelo Russell was going to be your point guard. Malik Beasley was going to be your shooting guard. Jared Vanderbilt, they're going to put him at the power forward. Small forward was going to be LeBron. Anthony Davis was going to be, you could call technically your center, right? So each one of these guys pretty much played their primary position. Maybe AD would say, nah, he doesn't prefer the center position, rather be power forward. Okay, he's fine. And I think, obviously they're still trying to figure out what some of these lineups are going to look like. That lineup kind of threw me out, surprised me a little bit. The starting lineup did, but I'm not mad at it. I think D'Angelo Russell should be the starting point guard on this team. I think he offers something. I'll get into D'Angelo in just a second. I think he offers something very unique to what the Lakers have had at that point guard position over the last couple of years, right? And the last true point guard that the Lakers really had, like an actual point guard, more traditional, I guess you can call it. It's probably Rondo. Rondo's probably a more traditional point guard that is a consistent player that you can rely on. At least you did in some shape, way, or form back in his career. So I thought D'Angelo at the point was, okay, you got another playmaker. You got somebody that could set some other guys up, and it doesn't have to all be on LeBron to try to create for the team. The other part that's really key to all this is D'Angelo can set up Bron. D'Angelo could set up Anthony Davis. D'Angelo had a play, I think it was in the first quarter, drove to the basket and threw pretty much a no-look lob to Anthony Davis. Beautiful play. Looked really nice. So D'Angelo right out the gate tonight looked like he wasn't doing anything out of his comfort zone, that everything that he was doing is what he does on a night in, night out basis when it comes to being a point guard in the league. And I said this before. I have not spent a lot of time watching Anthony Davis since he left the Lakers. Looks more mature, looks more polished, looks smooth, and instantly you could tell that D'Angelo is going to help the Lakers. D'Angelo is going to make Bron's life easier. He's going to make AD's life easier, so that's all nice. And then just kind of watching the rest of that starting lineup go, I don't think there's a time you're going to look at Vanderbilt and say, well, I don't think he's given enough energy, or I don't think he's crashing the glass enough. I don't think you're going to get that. Now, some of his, stats won't probably pop out, but are you effective or are you not effective? He was instantly going up against BI, so you didn't have to go put Patrick Beverly on him like the Lakers were doing in the past. They were so undersized in that wing position. I don't think you have that anymore. Rui's certainly not undersized. Troy Brown Jr. has got a pretty good size for a wing. And then here's Jared Vanderbilt that's ready to go at any point. Beasley, I think, will find a time. LeBron said this in the postgame show, which I thought was interesting, that he reminded him a little bit of J.R. Smith, where he might miss 15 in a row, but he's going to hit the next 15. And that's kind of Malik Beasley, that he'll have times where he's just on fire and he's on point. So we'll see how he kind of progresses. AD's game seemed very natural tonight. Not forced at all. 17 shots, 13 to 17 from the field. Listen, we all want to see monster numbers from Anthony Davis, but if you have another player legitimately in D'Angelo Russell that is also going to give you another 20 points, can set up other guys as well, the Lakers are making the right reads, the right passes, and they're getting W's, I'll take 28, 10, 5, and 2 blocks from Anthony Davis on 17 shots from the field any given night. Is it a win? Is it a smooth win? Did it look good in the process? Or, or were the Lakers struggling? And I think tonight's a good example of there are going to be nights where you want to see AD take over, like when LeBron's not there. But tonight, that wasn't the case. I thought they were completely fine with the way things had played out. Role players are interesting, too. Rui's going to get opportunities. Rui had, I think, 3 threes he took that just rimmed out. So I think he's going to be fine. But Rui, Austin Reeves, now Dennis Schroeder's coming off the bench. Lonnie Walker, if you want to use him, even though Lakers really didn't use him tonight. Troy Brown Jr. certainly is getting his opportunities. And Mo Bamba had 3 blocks tonight and 6 rebounds. I thought that's an impressive night for only playing 16 minutes or so. I thought he had some effectiveness. He's spotting up at the 3. He's trying to take those 3s, so you know that he's confident to take them. But overall, nice win over the Pelicans. I saw something that they hadn't had a blowout like this, an 18-point blowout, since I think it was a game against Orlando, and it was back in December, I want to say. Yeah, late December 27th. So they need a game like this. And probably the best stat of the night is Bron only playing 29 minutes. So I think overall, I think you got to feel good in a season where it's been tough to kind of find things to feel good about. Feel good about tonight. That's a nice win. And I mentioned this, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but I almost wish the All-Star break wasn't coming up. And that the Lakers had more games coming up, so we could just kind of see if they could build some momentum off of this. So going to the break, here's where the Lakers are: 27-32 on the season so far. So 23 games left. Let me throw a couple questions your way, Laker fans. Feel free to comment. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. One question I'll throw out there is, what do you think of the starting lineup? That's number one. Number two, what do you think D'Angelo's fit so far? I'm actually, I kind of like the fit. I kind of like where D'Angelo Russell is right now with the Lakers. I could kind of see that, yeah, he's definitely going to have an impact on this team, and the team needs him. They need a point guard like him on this team Bron needs him and everybody else. So if you guys want to comment on that. Um, 27 and 32 means there's 23 games left. We were doing this a little bit earlier today on some of the shows on 710. We were talking about, all right, how many wins do you need to get in? How many wins do you need to get in to that playing tournament? So that was before they played tonight. So, all right, was 14 and 10 good enough? Does it have to be 15 and 9? Just to give some perspective, I'm going to stick with those numbers. I know they already won tonight, but it's just easier math, more even. 14 and 10, that means the Lakers are still 2 games below 500 if they ended the season that way. And I actually think they could probably still get in, but you're playing with fire. 15 and 9, you're definitely feeling more comfortable. Now you're at 500, and the Oklahoma City Thunder are a game below 500. They're sitting in the 10th spot. Okay, that's an interesting one right there. Every time I heard people saying 16 and 8, you need to go 16 and 8 to just kind of make sure that you get in. The problem I have with 16 and 8, I don't see them winning 16 of 24 games. That's really, really difficult. And where you can have some optimism is you could say, well, yeah, but this is the best roster that they've had all season. You might be right. I'm not arguing that one. I'd much rather have this roster than the roster that the Lakers had a couple weeks ago. But it is a difficult task to try to win that many games in this short period of a time. And oh, by the way, you're going to be playing teams that are also fighting for NBA standings. Let me give you an example here. Look at this stretch of games the Lakers have right when we get back after the break. The Warriors, who are in their own fight trying to stay in that mix, they're 29 and 29. And they'll eventually get Steph back. You got Dallas. Well, Dallas is in the 7th spot at 31 and 29. They're trying to stay in the mix here. They're certainly trying to move up and get out of that playing tournament, and they're 7th right now. You got Memphis, who probably is the only team that's kind of solidified in that number 2 spot. They got a little bit of a cushion in front of the Kings, and they're not close enough to get to the Nuggets, but Memphis are going to try to, obviously win games. That at Dallas, at Memphis, at OKC is after the Warriors game, you got 3 in a row on the road. OKC is in the number 10 spot. Then you got Minnesota after that and Golden State again. Minnesota's in the 6th spot. The Warriors, I already talked about, are in the 9th spot. Then Memphis again. Then you got Toronto, who's fighting for playoff positioning in the East. They're number 9. The Knicks are fighting for playoff position. They're number 6. The only reason why I'm saying all this, then the Pelicans after that, is every single team that you play has something to play for. So these games are going to get a lot more challenging than the Pelicans without Zion. And that's going to be the true test for this lineup that we've seen. That's going to be the true test for really determining whether these guys have enough time to get back into that playoff mix. I'm not here to argue with you that it's not a better team. It's definitely a better team. And it looks like a more whole team, and it looks like a team that just fits better. That part, I don't think anyone's going to argue. I think the true question is going to be, well, can you win 15 of 24 games, or can you win? And now you got to basically win, 14 of 23 or whatever, since they already won today. That's going to be the tall task. Can you do something that you have not done all season long? You dug yourself that hole, 2 of 8. I know they went through a stretch where they won 8 of 10, but then they've played below 500 since then. And now that's going to be the true question. Can you, when we get back from the All-Star break, can you string together, hey, Lakers have won 5 of 6. Hey, the Lakers have won 6 of 8. Can you do that? They're going to need one of those moments in order to get closer to 500 and really have a chance in this potential playing tournament. I would even have the argument here. The goal is not to get to 10. I mean, really, I think 8 would be ideal, and you take 9. At least if, you're in the 9th spot, you get a home game, and then you go, try to beat whoever lost against Dallas or New Orleans or whoever's in the 7th or 8th spot. If you get in the 8th spot, then, yeah, you go on the road, but all you got to do is win 1 of 2 games, and that's going to be, obviously your goal there. So there's a lot to unpack once we get back from the All-Star break. And I say this again. I think we are all hoping for the All-Star break. All right, let's let these guys need a break. Give them a second. They got to regroup. And now all of a sudden that they all played together because Braun was out for those 3 games. Now you're like, no, I wish I could see them tomorrow, but that's obviously not that's not in the cards right now. Okay. And by the way, if that's something you guys want to hit on, give me your opinion on how many wins you think they got to have to be in that playing tournament. They got 23 games left. Do they got to win 14, 15, 16, 13, whatever you think the Lakers got to go record-wise to get into that playing tournament? You could feel free to let me know. Okay. Final thing that I really want to do here is I talked about this a little bit earlier today. You know what's crazy, Laker fans? I'm going to pull up these stats again because I used them a little bit earlier. You know, the last time that the Los Angeles Lakers had a playoff game where the arena was full, that there was no COVID issue or anything like that. Do you know it was 2012, 2013 season. It was 10 years ago. So let me put the pieces together for you. Lakers went on a stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. Lakers went on a stretch after that where they didn't make the playoffs for 6 years in a row. One of those years was when Braun joined the Lakers. And then the following year, Anthony Davis comes. They don't get any playoff games at Crypto because COVID starts, and they go win a championship in Orlando. The year after that, they play the Phoenix Suns in the first round. That's, remember, when the Lakers went up 2-1. Anthony Davis gets hurt. Suns win the next 3 games. It was the amount of people that you could have in your arena at that time was limited. I can't remember what the capacity was, but it might have been like 25% or something like that. Last season, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs, and here they are this year just trying to get in and have some freaking real playoff games. It's been that long since the arena has been, full and sold out and ready to go, and you get a chance to go up against, a real playoff series, not a playing tournament, a real playoff series. That's a trip to me that it's been that long, but, obviously some unfortunate circumstances, other stuff took precedent, and COVID obviously changed everything. But that's how long it's been since we've had real playoff games across the street at crypto.com arena, which is kind of a trip here. Feel good about the new Laker roster. The question is just going to be, do the Lakers have enough time to fix everything? Do they have enough time to really, really have an imprint on the Western Conference and would start winning some games? I'm going to, hold back it's tough to hold back your excitement because I think this Lakers team, they don't even really have to do much, and we just kind of all of a sudden start getting excited. Maybe we're crazy to do so, but it's tough not to look forward to the final 23 games. They just got to start stringing together some real games, and individual players have to perform at a top-notch level. The coaching staff has to be top-notch, and if it's not, then we're going to go another season without making the NBA playoffs, and that would be a complete bummer if the Lakers are not able to do it. Of all the teams in front of them, the teams I think might give them the most headache, the Blazers are sort of interesting. They're super inconsistent. Anthony Simons, I know, turned his ankle, I think, yesterday when they played the Wizards. The Utah Jazz have absolutely nothing to lose and continue to play good basketball. I mean, are the Thunder going to be? This is what's so confusing to me. I would have never thought the Thunder and the Jazz would be in the Lakers' way this year, and they're both there. I know the Pelicans got a deal now with Zion being out. He got a setback in his rehab, so he might be out for a little bit. So the only thing I could look at is you got some teams that it feels like would not have any interest in making the play-in tournament. Maybe they want to be lottery. They want kind of better odds at lottery picks or whatever the case is. But I got to be honest, if you're already hovering around 500 and you're the Jazz or the Thunder or the Blazers, I kind of think you're all in here. You already went through the trade deadline. You already sold off guys. You already got draft picks if you were the Jazz and you were looking for some more draft compensation. You kind of already did that. So what they have, Mike Conley, that's who they traded. So I think the position that they're in now is it's fascinating. I think all 3 of these teams would love nothing more than to tell their fan base, hey, we tried to get in the play-in tournament and you go from there. Where for the Lakers, they're obviously incredibly desperate to try to be a part of that mix. Okay, Laker fans, appreciate you guys being a part of the show tonight. Lakers over the Pelicans, 120 to 102. Please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Really, really trying to grow this channel. So thank you for being a part of the show, and hope everybody has a good rest of your